really well.
It does. You can see where it's weird the way your brain works.
Okay, so that's how you can tidy up those edges a little bit more, and then I'll just blend that. So if you do find this tricky, what I would suggest that you did is possibly do all three, just for a good bit of practice, because obviously it's a while since we've done any oil pastels, and it's always good to, even for myself, get a little bit more familiar with everything. And so that's what I would suggest you did. Now, one thing that we're going to just briefly talk about, and I'm not necessarily going to do here, which I've got one that I made earlier, is that on the actual worksheet you've got an Aladdin's lamp, which is supposedly to for you to practice drawing metal. Now, for me, it's entirely up to you. You can actually you can do that one, or you can find an image of some reflective surface that you'd like to recreate from a two-dimensional image, or you could, as the guys in class are doing today, they've all got a metal object. For example, Angela's got a metal cafetiere, Susan's got a bell, a reception bell, and then I think Roy's got a scoop and Fiona's got a hip flask. So they're all reflective, some more shiny than others. So that's something that you take into consideration as well. So as you can see, again, there's this diffused metal, and you've got very shiny metal, and then you've got this, which is halfway in between. Roy's actually saying, don't choose the shiny metal, because I can see where his point is, because I chose a shiny metal just for purposes of demonstration. So you will see yourself and everything that you're doing within that. So as you can see, I've dumbed it down slightly, and when you're constructing the colours, when you're blocking in the colours, so when you're just popping those colours in sort of quite randomly, just what I would suggest, rather than drawing exactly what it is, I mean, if I can show you, this is what I've used, so you can just see me in there. So I'm not going to draw myself. So I've just pulled out a couple of colours just to give it that reflective quality. And I've just used the same technique as we've used here, because at the end of the day we're using oil pastel, so it's not the easiest thing to get a huge degree of accuracy. I mean, it's possible, don't get me wrong, it is possible, but I think I prefer to look at this as a semi-abstract exercise personally. I did a couple of things beforehand. For example, this coffee machine here. Now the drawing isn't great, I'm aware, but it was more to do with looking at these reflections, really, and that's really what we need to be looking at today, because it's everybody's saying that obviously the shadows and the reflections are moving, and that's true, that's what's going to happen, but it's about your observation, and this is to increase on that observation ability. So so that's really it. So like I said, I suggest that you run through these three here. You can have a go at the actual objects as well if you wanted to, but I think possibly after 3 spheres you may not want to do the objects, but you can either do a two-dimensional image, you can do the Aladdin's lamp, or you can find some of the family silver and attempt that. I would possibly only attempt one thing at the moment. It could become quite difficult if you had a lot of different reflections going on. But if you want a challenge, that's fine by me. Okay, well, thanks very much, and it's a shame you couldn't be here today. Yes, hopefully we'll see you really soon. Okay, thanks a lot.